Hey everyone, welcome back to Smart and Crazy. John, you know that feeling when you're scrolling through Instagram and you see someone with a million followers, a seemingly perfect life, and you just wonder, is it real?
Raises eyebrows skeptically, I've thought about that a lot, especially with the way social media is today. It's easy to get caught up in the illusion of perfection.
So, the story we're diving into today is about a young woman named Lily Jean Truman who seemed to have it all followers, sponsorships, even a celebrity talk show. But it turns out everything was a facade.
And that's the crazy part, right? She built her entire online persona on a foundation of lies. That just seems like a huge amount of work to put into something that isn't even real.
Well, that's where it gets really interesting. She bought followers, fabricated fan accounts, even photoshopped herself into pictures at events she wasn't actually at. It's like a real life catfish situation, but on a larger scale.
And that's just scratching the surface. There are entire industries built around manipulating online metrics. We're talking websites like Fiverr where you can literally pay someone to boost your follower count. It's almost like a digital black market for fame.
Remember that one influencer I used to follow who was always posting about this amazing, healthy lifestyle? Then, boom, a whole bunch of people called her out for using fake filters and photoshopping her body. I mean, who really benefits from that kind of deception?
It raises some serious questions about the nature of authenticity and the pressures of social media. It seems like the constant need to be perfect online has created a whole new kind of anxiety, especially for younger people.
So Lily Jean's facade eventually gets exposed and people start calling her out. But instead of owning up to it, she and her mother go on this rampage against anyone who dared to question her. They dox people, threaten them, and even try to silence critics using fake copyright claims.
It's like they're weaponizing the system to protect their facade. But what's even scarier is that it's not just a few isolated cases, it's a pattern of behavior. They're constantly harassing anyone who dares to challenge their manufactured reality.
Yeah, it's like they turned the copyright system into a weapon. They use false claims to get videos taken down, all in an attempt to control the narrative and silence criticism.
But here's where it gets really complex. What if there's something more to the story? What if Lily Jean has a mental health condition like Williams syndrome that explains some of her behavior?
That's a really interesting point. Some people believe she might have Williams syndrome, which can affect social interaction and reality perception. But the thing is, there's no confirmation. It's just speculation.
Scratch his head, it's a tricky situation, though, right? Does having a mental health condition excuse this kind of behavior? Or do we still hold individuals accountable for their actions?
John, you're not going to believe this. Apparently, Lily Jean's entire website is just a copy and paste job. She used a template from a website that offers ready made celebrity profiles. Talk about lack of effort.
Laughs, I mean, come on. It's like she's trying to sell us this dream of fame and success, but she's not even willing to put in the work to create something unique. That's just beyond lazy.
You know, it makes me wonder, what kind of person would go to such lengths to fabricate a life online? What motivates someone to create an entire persona built on lies?
It's a complex issue. There's a desire for attention, the craving for validation, maybe even a deeper insecurity that drives them to create a fabricated version of themselves. It's a psychological puzzle, really.
But it's not just about the individual, there's also the larger societal context to consider. We live in a world where online influence and social media fame are often celebrated, even worshipped.
True. The lines between reality and performance are blurred, and that can create a dangerous environment where people feel pressure to present an idealized version of themselves.
And when that pressure gets too much, it can lead to desperate measures. This whole case is a reminder that chasing fame and validation can be a slippery slope.
Exactly. It's important to remember that real life is not a highlight reel. We all have flaws, imperfections, and moments of vulnerability.
Which brings us to the question of responsibility. Do you think social media platforms have a responsibility to do more to prevent this kind of manipulation and abuse?
That's a tough one. On one hand, platforms are businesses and they want to keep users engaged. But on the other hand, there's a moral obligation to protect users from harm.
They're caught in a difficult situation. They have to balance the need for free speech with the need to prevent harmful content.
And it's not just about policing harmful content, it's also about promoting healthy online interactions. We need to shift the focus from chasing likes and followers to fostering genuine connection and authenticity.
Exactly. We need to create a social media environment that values human connection over artificial popularity.
That's a great goal, but it's easier said than done. How do you think we can achieve that shift in mindset?
It starts with education. We need to teach people about the potential for manipulation and the importance of critical thinking.
And we need to encourage people to be more conscious of their online presence and the impact they have on others.
It also means supporting platforms that prioritize authenticity and genuine connection over superficial metrics.
We need to create a social media landscape where true human connection and meaningful interaction are valued over manufactured fame and fabricated identities.
That's a great vision, but we need to keep in mind that we're not just dealing with a technological challenge, it's also a cultural issue.
You're right. It's about changing the way we perceive and value online influence. We need to shift the focus from chasing likes to building meaningful connections.
And that means being more intentional about how we use social media. We need to be more thoughtful about the content we create and consume.
We need to ask ourselves,
This whole case with Lily Jean Truman is a wake up call. It forces us to confront the darker side of online influence and the potential for manipulation and harm.
but it's also an opportunity for us to learn, grow, and build a better online world.
A world where genuine connection and authentic expression are valued over fabricated fame and artificial popularity.
And a world where we can all be our true selves without fear of judgment or manipulation.
That's a world worth striving for.
And we can all do our part by being more mindful, more critical, and more compassionate in our online interactions.
Thanks for listening, everyone. And remember, stay smart and crazy,